It is. This right here is such a pet peeve of mine. I don't understand. I don't understand. And for the life of me, I don't understand it. And sometimes I just scratch my head when it comes to this. Okay. If I have to pay attention to all of these main details and make sure that, something is queued up, something started a certain way, something is done a certain way, I played a certain amount of the song, I've given you, a certain introduction, I've, made sure that your couples have the swirling towel, they have the props that they need, that I'm paying attention to all this detail, giving all this attention to detail. And then a couple has a 4 or 5 hour wedding. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy, but 4 hours is not enough to have a wedding. It just isn't. It isn't. I don't know if you guys have ever done a 4 hour wedding, but pretty much let's just take 5 to 9. Okay. Let's just say 5 to 9. At 4:30, your guests arrive. 5 o'clock, your ceremony starts. Ceremony is usually about 20 to 30 minutes. Cocktail hour is from 5:30 until 6:30. Introductions and dinner are usually about an hour to do all of that, including the formal dances. That now takes you, let's see, 5:30, what was that? 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. It takes you to about 7:30. And then toast and speeches are usually about 30 minutes, somewhere around that, like cake cutting, toast, and speeches. So let's just give half a finger here. We're at 8 o'clock now. You got 1 hour to party. And yet I'm sitting here with 250, 300 songs ready to go. We can't play nearly that many. We can't play nearly that many because of time management. It's like, and this is the flow that happens here. I don't know how it happens where you guys are at, but this is the flow here in the South, in South Carolina. All of my vendors, as far as my coordinators, do it, nearly the same. When couples ask, I do it the same. But even if you threw on 5 hours to that event, it still leaves 2 hours. If you really want to have a party, you would do 6 hours. But I get it. 5 hours is probably a certain price at the venue. 6 hours is probably a different price at the venue. But man, if we get behind at any point in a 4 or 5 hour event, every minute we get behind, you are shaving that off of your dance floor. Now, me personally, that's what I'm there for. I do weddings not because they pay more money. I mean, that's a good plus, of course. But I'm there to do a wedding because I get to play a lot of music. And I want to play a lot of music. I want to get people dancing. I want to be in front of people that I don't normally get to be in front of, but because we're at a wedding, we get to do that. But I can't do that if you only give me an hour. I can't. I literally can't. I cannot do that if you only give me 1 hour. I need more time. I need more time to build the dance floor. I need more time to hold the dance floor. 1 hour? How can I go through music and stuff in 1 hour? I mean, that's 2 slow songs, maybe 3. In an hour. I just feel like when these brides sit down, they go over everything, that when they look at it, first of all, they've got to look at it in that aspect. Like, this is how your day is going to go. This is how much time it's going to leave me to be able to do something. But then as the DJ, when I sit down and talk to them, I'm always curious on what time we leave. And I look at it, and it's usually about 5. 5 is like the average here. 5 is the average here in my state. When I see a 6 hour wedding, I kind of get happy because I'm hoping she has him and her, or whoever is getting married, has a dancing crowd, because if I get 6 hours, I know that gives me a lot of time to crush it. But 5 hours, we're kind of, one of the gig logs that I I did and stuff on here was a 5 hour wedding. You'll see it's very condensed. It's shorter than other gig logs because we got behind. And it's not the coordinator's fault. It's not the venue's fault. It's just that here we don't have that little first dancing portion, because one thing that they don't like to do here is get people up, sit people down, get people up, sit people down, go over here, go stand over here, come watch us here, come do the. So it's like we want everybody to stay in the same place. Once we do this, you come see it. Then after we've done everything formal, now we dance. That's kind of the format and stuff here. So it just always baffles me whenever it's a 5 hour wedding and we only have an hour and a half to dance, or 2 hours, or just depending on what's taking place that day. This past weekend was a 5 hour event, and bless this couple and stuff. Bless them. They had a lot to say, and they spoke on a lot of things, and it really left me with about, I want to say, like an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes to perform. It wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't a whole lot, especially in my opinion. And I think by the time we got to the dancing, everybody was just kind of like, hey, like, we've kind of been in here all day. Like, let's do something, So, I mean, you'll see that and stuff in the video and everything. But time management is a big pet peeve of mine, and I try to keep everybody on time. I try to ask questions that are not, making, coordinators and everything mad. I'm trying to ask, like, how close are we to this? Are we going to do this soon? I make suggestions. Maybe we should play a little bit of music and stuff to get them up and stuff like that. And sometimes they oblige. Sometimes they say cool, but sometimes they're like, nope, I want them in here. And that's cool. That's cool, because they are paid to, make the day run smooth. I'm paid to make sure that there's no silence. So as long as we do our jobs, we're good. But it's just one of my things, man. Let me know and stuff in the comments and stuff, whether or not you feel the same way about time management, because I'm telling you now, I scratch my head at the end of some of these events, because I'm like, did I really just get paid this amount of money for 1.5 hours? Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. But I make sure that 1.5 hours is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I just want more. I feel like I could have just, especially if I get a wild crowd. Oh, you could take those people like next level.